Ladies and gentlemen, SeKo Starcraft presents to you the most hated of all matchups, the dreaded Zerg versus Zerg. We have Omniscient, the blue Zerg in the top right, versus, what was his name again? Varuk. The Varuk. That sounds like one of the enemies in a bad sci-fi fantasy movie that dies off really early on to try to prove a point. Anyways, he's the red Zerg in the bottom left. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit because I hate Zerg versus Zerg, and I'd rather not put people through longer than necessary. Overlord's on the way. I think I sent out a scout nice and early. He didn't scout, which is fine. Production tab. Generally because, Luge? P-Max, yo. I'm part of the P-Max. The P90X. I'm kind of microing behind this so I don't answer right away. Not sure yet. I am really not sure yet what P-Max stands for, but I'm the maximum of all P. If that didn't sound bad enough, anyways. Anyways, he went for pool first. I went for hatch first. So let's look at the units tab. That's what's really critical about Zerg versus Zerg, is who's got the specific unit counts. Because the worker counts are kind of really important. So we're pretty well tied up. I've just threw down my pool. So we're looking at the workers. And I've got money to spend that I'm not spending. Still tied up at this point. I do have my hatch down first, and let's go to production. He's not building any lings behind this. So him getting out that early spawning pool didn't really play any advantage. I feel like if you're going to go for an early pool, it should, well, I guess unless you want to be defensive. That's why I like scouting early, to be able to tell if I've got to, like, you know, cancel and go into something else. I do know that he didn't go for his hatch first, so I'm throwing down a crawler just because that's really lovely. Very lovely. And 2 queens behind this. Does he have his queens on the way? He's already got a queen out. In the god. And he's building 2 crawlers, so he's even more scared than I am. I can respect that. Units tab, how are we doing in workers? Just about tied up. Oh, he just built a huge pile of fucking workers, though. He's got to have a massive lead pretty quick. And I got a baneling nest. I've been losing way too much to mass ling all-ins. So I'm going to go with my baneling nest nice and early. Use this part of my wall off. And start building some more workers. I'm trying to figure out where to build the rest of my wall over here. There we go. Make it nice and tight. I like it tight. And behind this, what is he doing? He's not doing anything, so I am ahead in tech, though he is ahead fairly significantly in workers. I got my speed on the way. Another big pile of workers. I'm not interested in going for early pressure. You'll usually tell right away if that's the case. I cut a lot of stuff and just go for a lot of links with speed. Everything's pretty delayed, so my focus really is on trying to get the economy up. Which you can see I'm not doing the best at, as I'm anticipating an all-in, though I don't see it. Eventually I'll get more polished. I'm so far behind in workers. Eventually I'll get more polished, so that way I'll be able to know what's coming. Got the Scout via check for 3rd. The Scout via check for things, and I got these guys at all the ramps. To be able to make decisions later. Like if I saw links coming out, building these 2 things over here probably would have made more sense. Now he's starting to build lots of lings. Does he even have speed yet? I don't think he even started speed. He does have gas. Oh, now he starts his speed. Gin and Hypnotic. Gets all the ladies moving. So, did I get supply blocked again? Absolutely. And look at the supply differences. This guy's up by 16, 14 supply. It's massive. So I've got these links. I'm going to go for a scout. Got my +1 started and another big pile of workers. And now he's producing tons and tons of lings. So he's obviously going to go for some sort of kill maneuver off of this. And that's fine. That's alright by me. He managed to get a good economy before I did. So that's alright. I do have zergling speed first. I do send 1 ling ahead just in case he does happen to have any banelings. I see that giant pile of friggin' lings here. So behind this, I'm producing a few more lings, just a little bit, so I can build some banelings. But if you notice, he just started building a whole bunch more drones, extractors. He's not even moving out, these guys. They're just hanging out. His plan seems more devious, as he is getting up his lair much before I do. Big pile of banelings, and now I'm going to start building a pile of roaches. My plan is to actually just go, if he's got all those lings, I'm going to go for a lot of roaches. I'm spreading out all my banelings to try to catch a run by, and that way I'll be able to kill everything, because I still expect him to use all these. He's got no upgrades on the way, but he's got a ton of those, but all they are is really a defensive smoke screen for the spire. And I figured that a spire, I did see him morphing the lair, so I figured, well, if he's turtling up and he's not attacking those lings, he's probably gonna go for Mutalisks, because those can kind of be just the kill maneuver. What are we at? I'm still down pretty significant workers. Gonna move into more gas. Still making more workers. And what am I doing? Not enough roaches to go push out against those lings. I'd get surrounded and get killed off. But I canceled my +1 melee for +1 missile. So I've got my upgrade started nice and early. Got my hydralisk den. I am betting on him going for Mutalisks. Making a bet. Again, my macro hatchers are nice. I do see this going down with my overlord. The big pile of lings there. Well, what the heck am I doing? Keeping up with my injects pretty well. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Trying not to get supply blocked. More roaches. Hydralisk den just finishing up. They still got all those big pile of lings. And he's not doing anything with them. That's just the way of the world, man. What's moving over here? Oh yeah, I decided to send out one cheeky baneling to see what could happen, and I never knew what ended up coming of it. Let's see. Ah! If I was on move position, I would have killed so much more. That's so sad. We missed. 12 Mutalisks coming after this. But I got my emergency spores coming up in the most logical positions. There's my big pile of roaches. I'm going to go for the attack as my +1/+1 finishes up, and my speed will be done soon. Spores up here to be able to guard against attacks, because I really want to guard the economy. That's my big focus. That's my word of the day, economy. So I'll go the roaches. Here come the Mutalisks. Does he see this? He's looking over here. Nope, he didn't see any of the roaches coming in. So the roaches are on the way. In come all the Mutalisks. These things are up way too late. So he manages to see them and cancel them down. That's just too bad. If those are up, this would have changed the dynamic of this a lot better. My queen is blocking all my banelings from getting anywhere, so they're getting killed off. And he's attacking the front. I figured he was going to go for a big push with his lings, but he can't, because now I'm going to go after as much damage as possible. This is a lot of roaches. I killed all the zerglings off that were here. He killed off my other queen. I do have these spores. As soon as he starts attacking the spores, I'm going to run away my workers. The spores will go down, but that doesn't bother me as much. I got to keep the workers alive. So if we look at the units tab, it's pretty well tied still in workers. I'm going to bunch up my roaches so they don't get surrounded. Move out of range of the crawlers. Get in nice and tight over here. Try to kill off as many workers as possible. Got the crawlers. And now he's running his Mutalisks back to go after my roaches. He gets really screwed up and tries to attack down the ramp, which does not work out well for him, obviously. So he lost a lot of workers there. Did I get this? No! I wasn't even paying attention. My big goal was to get the spire behind this. He does do a transfuse on it to keep it going. So I'm going to run into the mineral line. Kill off. He's using his workers to attack. I would have ran them away personally. Try and keep them alive. I know I'm going to lose my roaches. There's no way around that. I know I'm going to lose my roaches. So it's more important for me to kill as many workers as possible. And he's down to 18 workers after that. And they're off and nowhere doing nothing. Building... Oh, I got 12 hydralisks behind this. These guys still aren't moving. I kind of want to see if he eventually gets back to them. But anyways, his economy is pretty much destroyed, and he forgot about this because now he's focusing on the Mutalisks. I do have this base going down. Still nothing. All my Hydralisks and Roaches here. So they can attack that. That'll take him a while. That blob down here, just remember that that little red blob is workers. So I'm not too worried. I'll run over here with my Hydras and Roaches, and I should be okay. I have the Spores up here. So that'll drive him back. And I'm going to keep these guys over here long enough for me to be able to make sure that I've got myself protected. These guys are still not doing anything. Those guys are kind of in limbo. All my stuff's down here. These guys are plus one. Let's go back to production. He's building tons and tons of workers to make things back up. I got my range on the way. Another 9 Hydras. I'm going to build some Spore Crawlers around here. Drove him back again. I'm going to wait for these Spore Crawlers at least to kind of get finished. And then I'm going to move out again. He's got a Roach Warren going down. Because Mutalisks are great for harassment and doing some damage, but they don't win you the game. So, my goal here then is to understand that he's not winning the game off those Mutalisks. Build up a good sized army with an upgrade advantage. Lots of Hydras. Got more Hydras than he has Mutalisks. And we're going to go and see what happens after we get it all defended. I got my +2. No, that's my groove spines now. Oh, that's my +2 range. Fantastic. Pathogen glands. I didn't see any more Mutalisks out of him, but sometimes people just don't give up on that. So pathogen glands is kind of the way to go. He's building some Hydras behind us with his grooved spines and speed. Now I've got a pretty good sized army. I'm going to move out, and happily my +2 attack should be finishing up just in time. A little sneaky base. I'm alright with that. Doesn't bother me too much. So, really big army moving out, which he should catch just a glimpse of this coming. He should know it's on its way. He's building a few emergency Roaches. Units wise, he's actually ahead in workers again. And he's got a ton of bank. I guess he just doesn't have the larva. When I wish I would have killed this. If I would have killed this, that game would have been done so much faster. How much time till my +2 is done? Another 10 seconds. And whoop. I'm building 17 drones behind this in case this stalemates. All my Hydras in the front, so I run them to the back. So my Roaches tank the damage. And now we got unupgraded units versus my 2-1. And this isn't even close. Just a complete slaughter. And he GG's out. Once again, my economy leaves a lot to be desired. If I got these things finished, I would hope to be a moderately respectable economy. But I think I dealt with the situation pretty well when he had 12 mutas. And I didn't have any type of mobile defense for it. But if he actually built some macro hatches, he probably been able to use that bank to stabilize pretty quickly. Zerg versus Zerg, and a win for Mr. SeKo Starcraft. Thank you very much again. Talk to you soon.